Hello my beautiful souls and welcome to my tarot card channel video here. My name is Gem and in today's pick card reading we're going to be discussing how do men view you. So in pick card readings you can view them how you like, you can watch the whole video or you can watch whatever pile catches your eye as long as you take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that the way that I read tarot is about self-reflection, showing you the different options you have, and it's also entertainment purposes. So don't take anything too seriously. It's about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and choosing what is best for you. So let's hop into the pile selection. So today we have 3 piles here. We have pile 1, which I believe is the main character from Bleach. Let's look it up actually. So his name is 𝑒𝑔𝑒𝑘𝑒. It is a main character from Bleach. He's the main protagonist of Bleach. He's a teenage boy who gains Soul Reaper powers after meeting 𝐸𝑋𝑒𝑒. He is known for his orange hair, tough exterior, and compassionate nature, which drives him to protect his family, friends from evil spirits. His abilities include superhuman strength, immense spiritual power, and mastery of his sword. So if that resonates with you, please pick pile 1. Then for pile 2, we have Kakashi from Naruto. It says he is a fictional ninja from the Naruto series known as a leader of Team 7. He's the copycat ninja or copy ninja. He's a child prodigy who became a jonin at a young age. He's highly skilled and intelligent. His signature eye is a 𝑓𝑡𝑒𝑟𝑔𝑒𝑚𝑒, which he received from his dying teammate. So, he's a master of many jujitsu, he's a mentor, and he is a popular character. So, and he has a strong sense of intellect, he's got a laid-back attitude, and a strong sense of loyalty. So if that resonates with you, please pick pile 2. And then for pile 3, we have Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. So he's also protagonist. He's known for his initial desire to eradicate old Titans after the death of his mother. He is a heroic figure to a more morally ambiguous anti-villain who becomes a series' final antagonist. So Eren Yeager is determined, stubborn, passionate, impulsive, especially when he was young. His character is more complex, driven by deep-seated rage and relentless pursuit of freedom, though his initial idealism gives way to a darker, more ruthless, morally ambiguous outlook. So that is with Eren Yeager. If you feel like any of that resonates with you, please pick pile 3. Okay, let's hop into the readings. Hello my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose this image, this will be your reading as to how do men view you. So we're going to do index messages, then we're going to do Pinterest board. Before we hop into the reading, I want to remind you guys I do sell personal readings, so if you're ever interested in checking that out, I have it on my 𝐸𝑋𝑒𝑒 tab and also on my store website. There are customizable readings. You could get a reading as low as $15 with code SPOOKY for this Halloween sale going on. It's going to be up until my birthday, which is the 26th, so if you're interested in checking that out, make sure you do so. Also, we're going to have an extended reading to this pile, so if you'd like to check that out on my Patreon, and if you feel like this reading really resonates with you and you want to hear more, that will be on my Patreon. We're also allowed to say more spicy messages over there, and it's ad-free, and it supports the channel, so if you'd like to check that out. If not, no worries. Thank you so much for listening. Let's hop into reading. So the first thing I want to talk about is your thumbnail. So your thumbnail, you chose the 𝐸𝑋𝑒𝑒𝑘𝑒 Kurosaki, which I think is the main protagonist from Bleach. So he is someone who is very determined, he's very stubborn and impulsive. He also has orange hair. He is an individual with a strong and complex sense of honor. He has a deep-seated desire to protect others, while he often feigns indifference and attempts to maintain cool and detached. He is genuinely empathetic and compassionate, though he struggles to express his emotions. His realism and initial selfishness later develops into a protective hero driven by his mother's death, shapes his character arc throughout the series. So, these are some things about him. He's very prideful, he's very honorable, he's very protective, empathetic, compassionate, even when he struggles to express those things. Definitely giving leader vibes. So those could be, all those characteristics about this specific person could be how men view you, pile 1, how men view you. So that's one thing. It also says impulsive and short-tempered, so that could be something as well. And strong-willed. You could be someone who's definitely very determined. So let's hop into first. Let's get some of these cards here, and then we'll hop in to those after. But let's get some cards for you. So please give me a couple cards. So the first thing we have is curves in all the right places. You could have a lot of beautiful curves. You could be very curvy. You could have a beautiful body, pile 1. I'm also kind of getting maybe you have like hunter eyes. People could really like the glare, the way you look at people. Maybe you have like a bit of frustration in your brows, or maybe you have like those brows that are very unique or very like distinct. Because you could see he's like kind of like, he looks like he's squinting. He's got that like mogged face. And he also looks very sexy. So there could be something about you being very sexy, pile 1. You could have a look to you. You could have those like hunter eyes, or just like those intense eyes, eye contact. So that's what I'm getting for that. I'm also getting, it says I forgive myself. There could be something about people, the way, how do men view you is like they see that you've been forgiving yourself. It also talked about with specifically your thumbnail, how he later developed to be more empathetic and compassionate and selfless later in the series. So there could be something about you maybe forgiving yourself, and how men view you is like to be someone who is forgiving themselves. People could view you to be maybe a little bit, shy, a little bit introverted, a little bit to yourself. You are also so respectful. People could feel like you are very respectful. People could feel like a lot of people respect you. Maybe you're like someone like your image, where this is a person that wants to protect others. It's kind of giving someone who is a lone wolf, someone who's kind of like, fights for what they believe in, and they're also very respected. So that's what I'm getting. What else do we have for pile 1? How do men view pile 1? People wonder if they could handle you. People could wonder if they could handle you. Maybe they feel like you are intense. Maybe you are someone who is fiery, have a lot of fire energy. Some people could view you to have brown hair. People could like your brown hair. People could want you to have brown hair or something. What else do we have for pile 1? People could feel like you are very consistent. People could also feel like your energy is contagious. Maybe the energy you put out, the fiery energy, maybe you like inspire people, you motivate people to or encourage people to follow in maybe your footsteps. People could feel like you have a lot of money. People could feel like you are getting that bag. What else do we have for pile 1? It says grow old with me. There could be men out there that want you to grow old with them. There could be a lot of men out there that are curious about you. We also have you are enticing. People could feel like you are very curious, like I said, kind of like maybe to yourself, maybe a little bit introverted for some of you, and but you're also like very strong-headed, and I think people could feel like people just want to get to know you. People are curious about you. People are enticed by you. Okay, so that is what I have with these cards. Let's see what we get with these cards. So how do men view? There could be someone who will always love you. That's coming out here. I will always love you. So what about How do men view pile 1? How do men view pile 1? You are my best friend. So people could really want to be your best friend, be a good friend to you. So that's the first thing that we're getting. We also have, I want to get you pregnant. There could be someone who wants to get you pregnant. How men view you is like, people could see you as mommy material, wifey material. People could be very infatuated with your body. People could be really, get really horny, thinking about you and wanting to give you a baby. We have friends with benefits. There could be something about being friends with benefits. Maybe someone wants to be friends with benefits with you. It could be a very specific message for someone. What else about, how do men view pile 1? How do men view pile 1? It says, wants to get pets with you. There could be someone who wants to get like a dog or cat or just some sort of pet with you. What else about pile 1? How else do men view pile 1? It says the situation is complicated. People could be wondering like, what's the situation on you? What situation are you in? Like they could be, I'm kind of getting like, oh, are you still talking to them? Are you still interested in them? People want to get to know like what your love life is like. Who are you with? Is it friends with benefits situation? Like people want to know because they want to get involved or like they are interested in you. So that's what I have with that. What else can we get for pile 1? We have single. Okay, so for some of you, there could be a person here that is single and ready to mingle that's like kind of hoping that you are too. Or maybe this is you responding to them and be like, nope, I'm single, ready to mingle. Okay, so what else? What else do we have for pile 1? I love how consistent you are in loving me. People could feel like you're very consistent with the way that you give love. How men view you is to be very loving, very kind, compassionate. It says, I get jealous from all these other people who have your attention. There could be something about pile 1. How men view you is like people, there could be some men out there that are jealous that you are giving other people attention and not them. There could be men out there that want you all to themselves. And they're just like, they're trying to get your attention. They could be trying to get your attention. What else do we have for pile 1? We have, I love you more and more I get to know you. People could be really wanting to get to know you and wanting to get to know you more and more. Like maybe there's someone that you're still like acquaintance with, and like as they get to know you, they fall more and more in love with you, or they like that crush starts to build even more and more the more they get to know you. It says, what are you looking for in a partner on the back of the deck? There could be something about this person really wants to know, like, do I fit the criteria? Are you interested in me? We have hubby and wifey material. Yeah, so people could, how men view you is to be hubby and wifey material. So that is what I have with these messages. Let's see what other messages we could get with this deck now. What other messages can we get from this deck? How do men view pile 1? It says, do you still love me? People, there could be men out there, a specific person in general that's wondering if you still love them. How else do men view pile 1? You turn me on. And this is supposed to be a 9, but like somehow it like got water damage. It looks like an O. So you could really turn someone on. You could turn maybe a lot of people on. This could be like a multiple message from many different people coming in. There could be someone in particular that worries about you, like deep down inside, because it's in reverse. It could be something a little bit internal where they're worrying about you. They're like thinking about you, wondering what you're up to, worried about you. It says love is the answer. This person could want to provide you love, want to come towards a situation with love. Ooh, on the bottom of the deck it says you are so beautiful. What else do we have? How else do men view pile 1? We have, can we play games? So for some of you, this could be someone who is looking for maybe a situationship. Maybe it's like a friend that you have. So they're kind of like, I want to, you know, have a little fun with this. Maybe, you know, take our time, take things slow, and like have like the flirty stages. So that could be something in particular. Let's see what your Pinterest board says. Okay, so the main thing that we have for your Pinterest board, the first thing it says, you are triggering my fight or flight response, and I'm flightless, bro. Or I'm flightless, bird. So people, there could be someone who, you could trigger a lot of men. You could trigger a lot of men, and they're like, or this could be you. People could view you as someone who is like a fighter, especially with the Bleach character being your icon, and he's like someone who's very stubborn and definitely puts up a fight. So that could be something similar as well that's coming out. And people are like, people may feel like they might trigger you. So that's what I have with that. We have 9 rare traits that set high performers apart. People could feel like you are a high performer. People could feel like you're very strategically optimistic. You have a lot of ownership. You're very curious. You're a learner, confident. You're over the perfectionism. Like you're more focused on the execution. You could be someone who's very energetic, very resilient, and good at problem solving. So that is what I have with that. Do I like him or am I just bored? There could be something about how men view you is to be someone who maybe has interests or wants to. People may feel like you want to play games, maybe. People may feel like you are like interested in them at one point and then not interested in them at another. So they're kind of like, oh, is Pi1 interested in me? Or so there could be something about that. There could also be something about people may feel like you aren't sure about how you feel about them, or they may fear that you are bored of them. That could be something. Obviously, that could be someone else's perception. It may not obviously be the case. So we also have safety regulations in the 80s. That's crazy. Ooh, and look at the number on the chair. It says 33. There could be something about people may feel like you are maybe a risk taker. Maybe you're not really focused too much on safety. You're kind of like, maybe you're someone who's very adventurous. You could be someone who likes stunts maybe, or taking like doing risky fun things. Like maybe you're like the type of person that would get on this and not be afraid because you trust yourself. So there could be something about that. Food can worsen acne. Maybe some of you guys have been taking better care of your skin and people have noticed. What else do we have? People could feel like you are you're a hot girl, and people could feel like maybe you're like a gamer. Maybe you play with your Nintendo DS still. Maybe you still have one. People may feel like maybe you're like retro or like an old soul. Maybe you still play with like older console games or older games. Could be something. How men view you is like you could be the type of person to get on top. Sorry, I don't know what's coming out, but like get on top of them in the back of a car, or maybe when you guys are like in person with people, you're kind of like cold or not really showy, but like behind closed doors, it's like you like to really show your affection. Maybe some people are like maybe this is just making me think of like sneaking around a little bit, but I just thought of like getting in an Uber and this person paying for an Uber, and then like the second you're in the car, it's like you're all over them. So, and that could be something that someone really likes. We have no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. We also have deep in the forest, a cottage fairy tale life. Couple privilege is a real thing. There could be something about you. Someone could want to be a couple and feel like you are, or you two are like a great power dynamic or power duo. It says softer, more feminine look. People could feel like you have a really soft, feminine look for some of you. We also have, that's such a cute pillow. That's actually so cute. We have heat islands. Some of you guys can live on like a really hot island. Yeah, what else do we have? It says, don't let anyone see how much we enjoy knitting. There could be something about maybe you hiding a lot of beautiful things about yourself, and people want to get to know more of you. Like, people want to get to know more of that and that side of you. All I need is a nap and $1 million. It says, all that forehead and you still forgot. It says, time for retinol if you had any of these. People could feel like you are, for some of you, people could feel like you're very old school. For some of you, there could be some men out there who feel like maybe there's someone you're talking to that might be a little bit younger than you. Obviously, that's not going to fit for everybody, but there could be something about that. Everyone will lose, or everything you lost will be replaced with something better. Maybe there's like some past person that you're like leaving behind and like manifesting someone better. It says, what could you be doing that's more important than doing me? Maybe there's how men view you is like, they're like, what are you doing? People are like wondering, maybe you're bad at like texting back, or maybe you're talking to someone who might have like a anxious attachment style, and they're kind of like, they're like, what the fuck are you doing that's not important than doing me, like more important than doing me? Like, there could be someone who really wants you, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why aren't you texting me back? Like, you could be here in my space right now, we could be cuddling. Like, that's what I'm getting. It says, me and my bestie, because we went through the same things in different font. Maybe it's someone very similar to you. Maybe you feel like there could be some sort of soulmate connection, like really good friends. No matter how pathetic I feel, you must do what you can at the moment. You could be a bad bitch, or maybe you transformed into a bad bitch. It says, bring coffee. What else can we get? How do men view pile 1? It says, me, because I'm not arguing with people who don't even understand themselves. I want to drip in the nectar of my own self-love and want to radiate the romance of my own existence. Sorry for freaking out. I didn't realize everything would actually be okay. I'm dead. Maybe some people might feel like you react very quickly, and then you realize you're like, wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or people could feel like maybe you're very busy, or like people could feel like maybe you're ignoring their calls, or people are kind of just like, where you at? Where you been, 𝐸𝑋𝑒𝑒? When you've been mean to me, this is who you're being mean to. Okay, so that is what I have with your Pinterest board. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do here for today. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and a reminder, I do sell readings. We're gonna have an extended, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose this image, this will be your reading on how do men view you. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do index messages. We have 3 different decks here, and then we're going to do Pinterest board. So before we hop into the reading, I want to do a little reminder to remind you guys, I do offer personal readings. So if you're ever interested in getting a personal reading from me, you can. It is in the YouTube store as well as in my Beacon AI tab. It's in the description and bio. There are customizable readings. There are regular 30-minute readings, hour-long readings. And every single deck you see is listed over there. I also got a code spooky code. I also have a 30% off code spooky going on this October up until the 26th, which is my birthday. I have an extended for this reading, so if you feel like this reading resonated, we are going to be going into more detail over there. I'm allowed to say more 18 plus things, and it's ad free, and it supports the channel. So let's hop into your reading. Thank you so much for listening. Let's hop into your reading. So, my beautiful pile ones, let's see, how do men view you? So the first thing I was getting is people could feel like you're very laid back. People could feel like you have a lot of authority, a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom. Usually the characters in anime with like white hair specifically are like the strongest. So I feel like with you, pile 2, you are insanely strong. Maybe you have some battle scars that like just signify how much you've gone through, or like your strength as well. But you're also like super laid back, super chill, super sexy, definitely extremely attractive. You could be also someone who's very calm, maybe a little bit detached. You could also be someone who thinks very logically, someone who is the matter of the fact type of demeanor, someone who's aloof, apathetic, and serious, observant, and someone who values teamwork and his student lives. You could be like a teacher, pile 2. There could be something about you teaching others, like certain skills and stuff. We have, you could be also someone who is very attentive, someone who is very serious, and it says when it comes to relationships, they keep relationships superficial to avoid feeling past pain. He says a little bit about himself and only remains a comrade known to his true nature. It says communication can be painfully blunt with his students. It could be very painfully blunt. Your reputation and prowess is you're modest about your abilities. You could be also very cool, hip, and trendy. So that is what I have about your thumbnail. You could also have a really interesting like eye. Like maybe for some of you it could be like one eye, because I heard in his backstory that there's something about how he obtained a special eye. So there could be something about that. Maybe some of you have like, I don't know what is coming out. But let's see what we have with your images. So I meant your index messages. Holy crap, I can't talk in this reading. There could be something about maybe you don't talk much. We have Virgo. So some of you guys could be a Virgo. It says, I could see the love in your eyes. So how men view you is like how men view you is men could see you like radiating love from your eyes. There could be something about your eyes. A lot of men could view you as someone who's very focused on you, focused on your dreams, you're just focused in on what makes you happy, like just really focused in on yourself. And it's very attractive. What else about pile 2? People feel like you are smarter. People could feel like you work smarter, not harder. People could feel like you are a gem. You are like no other. You are very unique, very special. People are like, I've never met somebody like pile 2 before. Pile 2 is like something else. Pile 2 is like, I will regret like not maintaining this connection because this person is like unlike no other. With the smarter, not harder thing, I'm kind of getting like, you are someone who's laid back, very chill. You're like, I'm not looking to rush. And like, it's giving very like someone who meditates, someone who's very chill, very relaxed, no need to rush type of mentality, which is also very attractive. How else do men view pile 2? Men could view you to be very rich, like rich in abundance, rich in money, maybe even rich in like your personality, your just being around you is like a rich feeling. Like it's like you just radiate abundance. You just radiate rich. People feel like it's like rich. Like, you know how they describe food being rich? Like that's literally, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you are rich. We have dyed hair. You could have like dyed hair, or there could be something very unique about your hair that people really find to be attractive. It says take a moment to be proud of yourself for surviving. So that's coming out here. What else do we have for pile 2. We have lover boy. People could feel like you are a lover boy or lover girl or just a lover. What else do we have? My friend thinks you're hot. Yeah, there could be a lot of friends. They could be that they think you're hot too, and they're also like, and my friend thinks you're hot. So there could be a lot of people who find you to be very sexy, pile 2. People could feel like you're very supportive. People could feel like you are maybe struggling a bit mentally or having some things to work through that you've been working through and people have been noticing that you've been focusing in on that. Maybe some of you are religious or been healing some religious stuff. We have emotionally invested. There could be a lot of people who are emotionally invested in you. Some of you could work in tech and people feel like you prioritize your time over your money. So that is what I have with these index messages. Let's see what we have with the other decks. How do men view pile 2? We have, I've hit rock bottom. People may feel like you are having a comeback story. People could be feeling like people thought you were the underdog. People thought that you were, you know, maybe people have noticed you hit rock bottom and like people are seeing you skyrocket to the top. It's like almost like this crazy, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. This crazy contrast between the way you maybe were struggling at first and maybe struggling a lot for some period of time, and now it's like you're on your A game. Now you are literally at the top and excelling, doing amazing, and people are like, holy shit, what the fuck? People notice that people are like, holy shit, pile 2. What else do we have for pile 2? People are inspired by you. People literally view you as the strongest. People are like, pile 2 is the strongest. The strongest person I've ever seen. There could be something about you literally having strength, being very strong. Maybe there's a crazy transformation with your strength. There could be someone who wants to get you a little bit tipsy. Maybe you're kind of like, there could be someone who wants to get you a little bit tipsy. We have, I'm afraid to talk to you. There could be people who are intimidated by you. Oh, it says you are so hot. And then we have I'm lost. There could be some people who might talk shit about your behind your back because they're just jealous of you. And like I feel like you're kind of like, I don't care. And then you could be also healing. Maybe people might worry that you talk shit about them. Maybe that's something that they perceive. And I think that's only because of their own insecurities. But people could feel like maybe you have found yourself, you've found what you were looking for after hitting rock bottom. People could also feel like you were so hot, and people could feel like they're afraid to talk to you. You have like this really intense aura coming off you. So, and people could really love your eyes. You could have really magnetizing eyes. I feel like we keep getting that message. So how else do people view pile 2? Some people could say, there could be some people who might feel like you might be toxic, or there could be some people who feel like that the relationship maybe in the past was toxic, or there could be someone, and this could be the universe coming in and being like, maybe there's a specific person who was a Virgo that was toxic. It says wants to be in a relationship with you. There could be someone who wants to be in a relationship with you, who loves you. What else? How else do men view pile 2? I'm thinking about you while I'm with them. There could be someone who is projecting their own shit onto you. I feel like pile 2, you are such a mystery that there's so much stuff to be left into like interpretation that people just like project their shit. And I think there's someone who is like trying to be like, oh, pile 2's toxic, even though they're like in a relationship and still thinking about you. It's like, it literally says I'm thinking about you while I'm with them. So that could be for some of you. Some people want you to confess your feelings. People want you to because they're like, I feel the same way. There could be some sort of office romance for some of you. How else do people view pile 2? It says, our love story makes me so happy. There could be someone in, oh, and there's a love triangle on the bottom. For some of you, there could be a person that loves your love story, that wants to make you really happy, and they like may reminisce on your love story. I feel like you're a really cool, laid-back individual, and like I feel like majority of people don't have a problem with you. Majority of people see you as like a leader, see you as a person to look up to. It says, I want to hug you. People go, how men view you is like they really want to hug you. Maybe you're a great hugger. I love texting and calling you when I can. Someone could really want to call you and text you. You could be really good at calling and texting or like keeping up with that. It's because, oh my god, on the bottom of the deck it says cute morning texts. People could want to send you cute morning texts. Or you could be, how men view you is like you send really cute morning texts. Tell me the truth. I've realized something. It says, love yourself first. People could feel like you are the type of person to be truthful. You are the type of person to be honest, even brutally honest. And there could be someone in particular that you've been wanting them to tell you the truth. Or it could be someone wants you to be honest with them and they're gonna like maybe come towards you to talk about it because they've realized something. Okay, how else do men, let's pull one more card, and then how else do men view pile 2? I think the main message is you turn me on so bad. I think you definitely turn on a lot of people. So let's see what we have with your Pinterest board. Let's see what we have with pile 2's Pinterest board. Okay, so the first image we have, it says, your email finds me deeply unwell, teetering on the edge, really. For some of you, people could feel like how men view you is like, for some of you, it could feel like people, when they send you an email or like maybe specifically an email, they feel like they just like ruined your day. That could be like a really specific message. We also have, all humans are idiots, human children are the worst. Maybe people feel like you aren't a fan of children, specifically some men. People could feel like you would have a really cute wedding ceremony. We have adulteress. We have like a little cute little way of like writing down the different things you do. That's cute. People could feel like you are very mature and you do a lot of maybe adult responsibilities. I'm kind of getting with that. It says, I found 2 new men to love. Their name is Ben and Jerry. We have this lust and pouring it down the drain. Mommy? People could be like, maybe they feel like you're... There could be something about that. It says the new hospital dogs are getting their pictures taken. Aww. There could be someone who works at a hospital. Maybe people feel like you're like a doctor, or for some of you, maybe it's like this person wants to like take care of you, be your doctor. What else do we have? I'm mature enough to forgive you, but I'm not dumb enough to trust you again. I feel like you are the type of person that doesn't give people a second chance to fuck you over. Like, I feel like you're the type of person with really good boundaries, someone who's very mature enough to, you know, find forgiveness towards people, but also not dumb enough to, like, continuously let it happen. And I think that's what's extremely attractive about you. And that could be what, you know, what other, the negative aspects that are coming out a little bit, that, you know, someone is like, but why didn't you forgive me and like let me continuously disrespect you? So I feel like with you, pile 2, you're super mature and you're definitely someone who is emotionally regulated, someone who's very wise. I feel like you have like an old soul, like you literally are very intellectually mature, emotionally mature. And You have great boundaries. So what else? How else do men view pile 2? It says French girl makeup. If you're into a blushy yet natural makeup routine, this is good routine. There could be something about your routines. You could have great routines. I feel like you could have really clear skin, really healthy skin. There could be, for some of you, maybe people feel like they may walk on eggshells with you. That could be a very specific message for someone. For others, maybe people wonder if you're like French, or if you like, people could really wonder about your makeup routine, how you do your makeup. You could have great makeup. People could like the when you wear like the color blue, or like the little like dresses you wear. It says I'm 27, you're basically 30. There could be some of you that are around that age, or there could be something about some of you have like are celebrating a birthday soon, and maybe you have like the cutest cake coming your way. It says where I would live in another life. That's really funny. Some of you guys could have a funny humor, like a really laid back funny humor. I was kind of getting like you are more serious majority of the time, but sometimes when you are goofy, it's like you're really goofy. It says be with me always, take any form, drive me mad, only don't leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. Oh God, it is unutterable. I cannot live without you in my life. I cannot live without my soul. Someone could feel like they can't live without you. It says, imagine hating on me and I'm just in my backyard like this. It says, Dreamweaver, the story of the eternal postman tasked with delivering final messages of the dead in their dreams of their loved ones. There could be something about you being like a dream weaver. Maybe your dreams are like very important to you, and like it's like almost like the universe talks to you in your dreams. Some of you guys could be Greek, or maybe you make like these great salad bowls, or like you eat really well. Maybe for some of you guys could like literally model. You could have like a really distinct, unique look. Some of you guys could be a fan of SpongeBob. There could be something about SpongeBob. Maybe your humor is like SpongeBob. We have gradually releasing of responsibility. You do, I watch. A teaching framework. I gradually release of responsibility. I do, you watch. I do, you help. You do, I help. You do, I watch. You could be someone like, this kind of reminds me of like a father. People could feel like, for some of you, if you don't have to be a man, but people feel like you are like a father figure. Like you have this emperor energy definitely coming in. You don't have to be a man, obviously, but it's just like the energy you hold. And it's like a very mature, patient, loving, yet authoritative type of person. And with this in particular, it reminds me of like a father teaching their kids. Like when you first have your kids, what you don't want to do is take their own ability away from them to figure things out themselves. You want to teach your kids how to, figure it out on their own. So like it's better to let's say your kid is trying to learn how to open the door. Instead of being like, pushing them out of the way and being like, look, and then opening the door for them, it's better to just let them struggle, let them sit in that discomfort, let them open the door themselves, and then you're like, wow, nice job, so that they could learn for themselves. So there could be something about that with you, pile 2. It's like you could be really good with children. Maybe you're some sort of teacher, or like you could literally be really good at like teaching others to like be more patient. Maybe you're a very patient person, and you're kind of just like, you sit and watch and wait, and like, and you allow people to learn for themselves. So that's what I have. Some of you guys could be flying to Tokyo. People could really like your outfits. Maybe some punk rock. We have I will succeed because I'm insane. People could feel like you are very crazy about your drive. It says, I don't trust anyone who has fun on Sundays. The total spies live in Beverly Hills was insane. People could feel like you are rich. You literally come from money. That could be something. People could be like, how does this person literally live in Beverly Hills as like a, you know, teenager or whatever? How are they able to afford their own place? How are they able to, you know, X, Y, and Z? So that could be something in particular. So yeah, that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile 2s. Thank you so much for watching. You could be someone who removes a lot of bullshit. I think you're someone who could see to the truth. And I feel like you are someone who is not afraid to. So, and you have no excuse. You don't make up excuses. I feel like you're a very determined individual. But that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile 2s. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I do have personal readings, and we're going to have it extended. So if you feel like this really resonated and you want to hear a little bit more 18+ messages, we'll be getting into that on my Patreon. So thank you. I'll see you in my next ones. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3s. If you chose this image, this will be your reading on how do men view you. So before we hop into the reading, a quick little reminder, I do offer personal readings. Every single deck you see is on my channel is listed over there. And I do customizable readings, there's bundle readings, and I have a sale going on for for Halloween called Spooky, and it's 30% off any reading. You could get a reading as low as $15, and it will be up until my birthday, the 26th. So if you're interested, make sure to check that out while you still can. And we're gonna have an extended reading to this reading as well. So if you feel like this pile really resonated with you, we will have it extended on my Patreon. It helps out the channel. I'm able to go into more 18+ detail over there, and it's ad-free. So if you're interested, check it out. If not, no worries. Thank you for listening. Let's hop into your reading. So the first thing we're going to do is index messages, and then we're going to do Pinterest board. So how do men... The first thing I want to say about Aaron Yeager is you could have some sort of characteristics that are similar that people could view within you. People could feel like you are very determined. People could feel like that maybe you have some stubbornness. You're very passionate, partially maybe a little bit impulsive. People could feel like you are a very complex person. There's like the good and the bad. You're not like... Aaron Yeager's kind of like, he was a hero, but then he turns into partly more of like a villain. So there could be something about, I wanted to say like villain arc, but that could be like a very specific message to someone out there. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate. But there could be something very taboo about you. There could be something that people, you know, are afraid of when it comes to you. And I feel like that's not something you really got to worry about, but I feel like it's like, there could be, people could feel like you have like rage and you have a relentless pursuit of freedom. And people could also feel like you're very loyal, very caring. I know like the whole Attack on Titan is basically at the end is like, I haven't fully finished it, so I'm not trying to spoil it or whatever, but I know it ends up being like a love story. So there could definitely be something about people loving you, like having really intense love for you, pile 3, for the good and the bad, I wanted to say. And also like people could feel like you're very complex. So that is what I have for your thumbnail. Let's get into your reading. So we have motivation. People feel like you are very motivated. You're very driven, very motivated. What else? People want to compliment you. People could feel like you are someone who maybe compliments like others a lot, or people could feel like A lot of people want to compliment you, maybe compliment you for your motivation. People could feel like maybe you're a little bit delulu when it comes to how much you believe in yourself, and like it's like a good delulu. Like you truly are a good crazy, you know, like you're a little bit crazy, but it's like good. Because you need to be a little bit crazy in order to achieve your dreams. Imagine if you're like, oh, let me just be logical and keep myself stuck. Like, then you would never get anywhere. It's good to be crazy. It's good to be a little bit delulu. So with this pile 3, there could be something about like how men view you is like, people are like, there could be some limiting people that are kind of just like, oh, pile 3 is like delusional or delulu, like, because they're so motivated and they're like, they look up to you because of it. They're like, this person's drive, pile 3's drive is like insane. But like there's a lot of them that are like, you know, they don't believe that for themselves. They can't see it for themselves. So what else do we have for pile 3? There could be some men out there that want to introduce you to their family. There could be some men out there that want to have you meet their family, take things a little bit more serious with you, have a serious connection with you. How else do men view pile 3? For some of you, people could feel that you are very feminine or you have feminine features. For some of you, because it's in reverse, it could be the opposite of that. We also have, people could feel you to be very emotionally intelligent. People could feel like you believe in miracles. You believe in the odds. You believe in what is not seeable. Like you can see things that others cannot. And that is where the delulus coming in here. People really believe in you. And like, it's just, you have like this intense energy to you, pile 3, that is very alluring. And I kind of was getting like, you're like a badass. You're literally like a badass, pile 3. And like, there could be something about you being very strong and strategic. Yeah. So it says treat people or treat yourself how you want to be treated. I feel like you all have a really good relationship with yourself. What else do we have for pile 3? We have curves in all the right places. We also have confidently sexy. I can't show this one because they always like to demonetize me for the word sexy. So confidently sexy. People feel like you are very confidently sexy. Some people wonder if you're Italian, or people feel like how men view you is like to be Italian. People could feel like you are very dominant. People could feel like, oh, for some of you though, if you're female and this is in reverse, maybe people feel like you're very submissive. That could be something. People feel like you have limitless potential. There could be a lot of people who are trying to get your attention. There could be people who want to have children with you. People could really like your Insta. People could feel like you are very unique. And there could be a past person crushing on you who is maybe a hot mess over you. Yeah, so that is what I have with those index messages. Let's see what we have with these cards. So what else about pile 3? How do men view pile 3? I hold on to grudges. People could feel like maybe you hold on to grudges. How else do men view pile 3? How else do men view pile 3? People could worry that there could be something about talking shit. Maybe there's like the delulu. Like people could be like doubting. I don't want to feed into that delusional side. Maybe that's what the delulu could also be. Is like maybe people feel like you think that people are out to get you when maybe they aren't. So people worry that maybe you talk shit about them, or there could be something about, if that doesn't resonate, it could be people might feel like you think people are out to get you when they're not. Like, there could be a lot of people wanting to support you, but you could have like your head down low, focusing on like the negatives and just focusing on like, you know, these people are doubting me or these people don't like me. But like in reality, there could be a lot of people who do really like you. So there could be something about that. And you know what that really reminds me of? It reminds me of the Meet the Robinsons. Have you ever seen that cartoon movie? There's a scene of Meet the Robinsons where this kid from the show, the villain, when he was a kid, he was walking through school and there's like a clip of him and he's like, everyone, he was reminiscing on his past. It was like the narrator was his future self. And he was like, everyone hated me. And then in the scene, what really happened was like, hey, Goob, you want to hang out? Like all of his, like there was a couple different friends being like, hey, Goob, do you want to hang out? Do you want to spend time together? And he was just like, you know, his head was locked down. Like his head was just focusing on the ground, looking down, and just like kept moving and like couldn't focus on the beautiful things around him. So there could be something about that. People could feel like you don't lose. People feel like you always win and you always make everything that you've ever wanted work. People could feel like maybe you've hurt them. People could feel like maybe they feel like they've hurt you. It says, I want to kiss you. There could be something about like this healing. There's a stage of healing coming in. And I feel like there's a big stage of healing coming in for you, pile 3. People feel like you could be stepping into, like, I want to say forgiveness. Maybe this is very recent where you got hurt and how men view you is like they feel like you are hurting. It says, I love when you're vulnerable. There could be something about you opening your heart up to the world and no longer having maybe these walls up or your guard up. It says, I can't let go, or I can't let you go. People, there could be someone in particular that can't let you go. There could be someone in particular that wants you and wants to keep you in their life. And yeah. And then it says, please call me. So that's really interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Let's see if we could get any more messages with these cards here. So how else do men view pile 3? It says, long, everlasting love that grows and evolves together. There could be someone who really wants that with you, or how men view is like you provide this everlasting love. There, maybe for some of you, if you've been feeling like this doesn't really resonate with you and you're kind of like, who is this, you know, this could be maybe someone that maybe you've been talking to and it's like we're asking, how do men view you? There could be like a perception coming from a specific man that might be similar to all these things. Like this could be them and they could be like projecting that onto you. So there could be something about that. We have tell me the truth. There could be something about someone wanting to tell the truth, or you could be someone who's very honest or working on talking more truthfully. What else do we have for pile 3? Husband and wifey material. People could feel like you're husband and wifey material. What else for pile 3? You are beautiful. People could feel like you are very beautiful. There's something about saying, I'm feeling triggered. There could be something about how men view you as like to be someone who feels triggered, or maybe you have a lot of resentment towards them, or there could be something about, maybe you have a like resentment towards men. So there could be some men out there that are like, she don't like us, or I didn't mean to say she, sorry. Pile 3 don't like us. And another thing I'm getting, if that doesn't resonate, this could be someone that's coming in feels like they're triggered by you and like you triggered them. It says, I love how consistent you are in loving me. What else do we have for pile 3? Fun, exciting dates even when we get old together. There could be someone in particular that wants to take you out on really fun, exciting dates. We also have, I think about us hooking up all the time. There could be someone in particular that wants to hook up with you and thinks about hooking up with you all the time. We also have, I feel so betrayed by you. What the hell is going on here? And then we have you are my rock. I feel like this situation is very rocky. And then we have I'm not looking for something serious. People may wonder if you're looking for something serious. So that is what I have for your index messages. Let's see if Pinterest board could help us get a little bit more pinpoint what exactly is going on here. Okay, so the first thing we have here is when you're getting ready for bed and it starts to rain. How men view you is like men could view you as someone who really likes the rain. It says, got any decent fatherly advice for me? It says, ships don't sink when there's water around them. Ships sink when the water gets inside. Don't let what happens around you get inside and weigh you down. There could be something about that. Maybe this show, Invincible, could be significant to you in some way. But there could be something about you not letting things that are outside of your control like sink your ship or weigh you down in life anymore. And that could be something of how like men are perceiving you. It says BRB crying. There could be something about you reminiscing on your past, reminiscing on your, childhood or these good memories of your childhood. It says world's greatest detective, everybody. There could be something about you being a great detective. We have psychological safety. It says micromanaging, double standards, blame, gossip, low trust, fear, driven, non-accountable. It says safe to be vulnerable, safe to be authentic, safe to collaborate, safe to challenge. It says safe to make mistakes, safe to ask questions, focus on strength, less rigid mindset. There could be something about you harboring more safety in your life and the feeling of feeling more safe with like others. This could be you and like your the dark, like I'm kind of getting like a darkness or like dark side coming in here. And I love this image because it says sit with it, listen to it, let it out, vent, write, draw, dance, whichever way it makes you feel, let it out, and so that it makes it less powerful each time. It says I can't run from it anymore. What are you and what do you want from me? So there could be something about like instead of running from our past, instead of running from our problems, sometimes we just need to sit down and sit with it and either, talk to a therapist about it, work with it, learn how to work through our shadow selves. So that could be like a very specific for somebody out there. What else do we have? I hope Starbucks is still open. Maybe you guys are like a coffee fiend. That could be something how men view you is like you're like this cute little cat on your way to go get coffee. It says hard skincare pills to swallow. What you eat will still affect your skin. Sunscreen is not seasonal. Acne isn't cured, it's managed. Hot showers will dehydrate your skin. Makeup wipes are not cleansers. Sleeping with makeup on will age your skin quicker. I don't think that's true. I think some of that is a little bit limiting beliefs. For someone who don't like me, you're giving me too much attention. There could be a lot of people who tend to give you a lot of attention. It says all pretty girls either got big lips, big nose, or big forehead. We kept getting like big forehead. That could be like a specific person coming in. That could be like maybe one person that's here. We also have only real ones know who lives here. I have no idea. It says me and my type. So you could be someone who maybe is on social media a lot, or you could be someone who's rarely ever on social media. And that could be how men view you. It says, I already taste the emptiness you bring. There could be something, oh my God. People could feel like you maybe have lost your connection to your emotions. So there could be something about that. If that doesn't resonate, there could be something about maybe you finding emotionless people or dating emotionless people who don't like add to your life, but add this sense of like emptiness. So there could be something about that. So that could be something how men view you. What else do we have? I expect these to be in my stock. You can have really cool, fun, like products that have like maybe glitter in them. Maybe you just really need, there could be something about, like, I don't want to say what you need or what you should do or whatever, because obviously, you know, who am I to say? But for some of you, there could be something about the thing I'm getting with this is like really stepping into your inner child, really healing your inner child. And I feel like you could be reconnecting with your inner child, doing fun, sweet things, buying yourself, like, you know, the things that you maybe never had as a kid, and like allowing yourself to explore and you know, dabble in play and playing. And sometimes when we're children and we don't feel safe as kids, we have to grow up very fast. And for some of you, pile 3, maybe you felt like you had to grow up very fast. So there could be something about you are stepping into this new era of maybe, you know, feeling a lot more safe, providing a lot more safety for yourself to explore your inner child, or what brings you true happiness, what ignites your inner child's fun and excitement. And like there could be something about doing fun things that you've always wanted to do as a kid. People could want to take you out on a date. This is me writing in English, me trying to write anything in my first language. How to find your purpose in life. For some of you, people could feel like you found your purpose in life. There could be something about you changing your perspective on things and trying to look more positively on different things instead of, there could be something about struggling with the way your brain might be wired to just focus on, you know, the negatives. And for some of you, how men view you is like you are starting to, or you already are framing your mind to start focusing more on the positive and beautiful things in life. And I know I'm saying like you, this may not be you, pile 3. This could just be what people are projecting onto you. And like what they're seeing. So there could be something about you making these great like cookie dough protein bars. Some people could really like your nails. It says, you've been touching grass. You've been touching too much grass. Log back on. Maybe some of you guys are really in your, people could be wondering where you're at. People could be like, why aren't you online anymore? Maybe you've just been kind of like checked out of being online. Maybe you've been like scrolling through social media, or sorry, maybe you have been just detached from your phone. Maybe you've just turned your phone off. You've been really like maybe exploring nature, taking yourself out on walks and different things like that. And you're really allowing yourself to be bored and allowing yourself to heal. Just don't worry, I'm just bored. And then it says survived. It's no longer, life is not about surviving, it's about thriving. We're no longer living life just to survive. We're living life to also thrive. And what I'm really getting for you, pile 3, is this is the energy you have. This is the energy you're stepping into. And how men view you is like, you've kind of just like, I want to say like ghosted, or like you kind of just like pulled your energy back. You kind of like stepped away, and it has made things so much better for you. especially if you've been dealing with like maybe some shitty people, or just needing to like maybe like just recollect yourself to regain your clarity. I also wanted to say we did pre-shuffle some cards, but like I ended up not wanting to use them just because I felt like my readings were going on for some time. But we did get this. It says, unworthiness, you deserve love, you are lovable. It says, you are a better person than I am. And then Queen of Swords. What I'm getting with this is you are worthy of everything you've ever wanted, Pile 3. And you deserve love. You are lovable. This Queen of Swords is like stepping into a power of, I don't need people to understand me. I don't need people, kind of like pulling away from like needing to be ruthless and pulling that back and being like, you know what? They don't have to understand. You know what? I don't have to fight anymore. The only opinion of me that matters is my own. And that's truly the only thing that matters. So there could be something about how men view you, Pile 3, is to be someone who is someone who's very worthy, someone who's very deserving of love, and someone who is no longer looking to fight with them. I feel like you're the type, it's giving like the energy of like walking away, I'm kind of getting. So that is what I have for you, my beautiful Pile 3s. If you want to hear more about this, if you feel like this really resonated with you, we'll be doing more about it in my Patreon. Also, of course, I do sell personal readings as well. Like I said, I got a code going on, Spooky, for 30% off. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next ones. Bye!